Hi everyone, Flaming Footy here and welcome back to another YouTube video on the channel. And today guys, here we are to continue my Adelaide Crows, my Coach Cremo. In today's episode, here we are to play Melbourne Demons. Friday night footy at the Adelaide Oval should be absolutely brilliant. Now of course, just a quick note before I start the video, I'm recording this a couple of weeks in advance, just so then I can go ahead and just get ahead of things, just so then it's all good, just in case if anything happens. Just all ahead in advance, which I like to be prepared that way. So just so you all know, this is recorded about 2 weeks prior to when it's actually going out. So yeah, just a quick note before I start. But if you haven't gone ahead and checked out last week's episode, please go ahead and do so now, because I'm about to spoil it here. So I'll just give you guys a moment to go ahead and do that. So last week we of course were in Friday night footy as well at Monaco Oval, in our battle with the Giants, and like the Giants' common trend, we did give them a loss after their series been loss, win, etc. So we did end up winning that game pretty comfortably. In the end, you can see O'Brien, Rochelle and King all getting Flames votes in a game that we were very dominant in. We didn't necessarily put them away as early as what we would have hoped, but we did end up getting on a pretty good run later on in the game to finish them off nice and quickly. And to get to a win like that is really nice. Now this week, of course, in Friday night footy against the Demons, and again, they're no easy team to beat. We know they're full of stars, and then next week we're up against the Power, which is also no easy team to beat as well. So there's a big next couple of weeks ahead of the Crows. Now, of course, we don't really have anyone that's leading Coleman at this stage either. Match objectives before we go ahead and hop into team selection: 42 drop punt kicks, 15 uncontested marks, 3 hip and shoulders. And now, like we always do, going to read emails before we hop into team selection. Now, Josh Dacos, I did give him the opportunity last week. Whether he holds his spot or not is going to be interesting. Don't need that. Now, the stand-up performers in the win against the Giants were Riley O'Brien, Josh Shelley and Ben King. All notices they got the 3, 2 and 1 and the additional flame vote. Now Max King wants an opportunity. Now he has taken a little while to get ready. Maybe we're just gonna have to wait and see, because we do have a team full of tools. Decoding on the bench, we roll with a 3-2 forward line, so he probably will end up missing out, and Max Gorn is in red hot form. So let's go ahead, hop into team selection. Injuries, anyone from our side? Of course, Brodie Smith is going to be out with injuries, which is really disappointing, but we'll get him back in a couple of weeks' time. And for the Ds, let's see, Mitch Brown, 2 weeks, Clayton Oliver, 4 weeks, Petrarca a week, and Dorr. Now, this is absolutely massive. Now, for some reason, Dorr is always good when we play against the Demons, so to have him out is good. Petrarca and Oliver, geez, they're going to be lacking a lot of midfield depth with them two out. And then Mitch Brown, always the underrated players for the Demons, always fire somehow. So, yeah, interesting there. We've got nobody at the tribunal. What about Melbourne? They got nobody either. But that is a massive blow for the Ds as well. Now, of course, this week, they're going to be rolling with a very undered midfield. Dunstan, for example, Neil Bullen in the midfield. But right, let's just go ahead and see. So, of course, our forward line, as I said, I roll with the 3 tools: Marshall, Fogarty, King. I like that. I like the forward line. It really performs well. The midfield, it is jam-packed. And you know what I said? I'm going unchanged. Now, this is a bit of a weird call, perhaps, this week, that I'm going to be going unchanged. But with Brodie Smith out, we are unchanged. Now, before we go ahead and hop into the game, I just want to show you guys this real quick. The ladder. Now, this is a bit of an alert to us. Where we're sitting, we're on 24 points up top of the table right now with percentage 133%. Keep in mind though, 20 points goes all the way down to the 7th place North. They're 5 and 2. So it's us and the Eagles that are on 6 and 1. Brisbane 3rd place, Collingwood 4th place, Sydney 5th place, Melbourne 6th place, and North 7th place are all 5 and 2. Fremantle 8th, Carlton 9th are 4 and 3. So you can see there's not a lot of room for error at the top right now. There's plenty of people, or plenty of teams that are around that area. Melbourne, they've won their past 3 games, so we need to try and stop this. They've got plenty of players out, so I reckon that we can go ahead and give this our absolute best shot. Now, pre-game prediction as well before we go to the Adelaide Oval for Friday night footy. I reckon we will win. I reckon we're going to have a close one this time. I reckon we're going to win by 15 points. We'll kick the last couple of goals of the game to get away. I reckon we're going to win by 15 points. And I will see you guys there at the Adelaide Oval for Friday night footy. See you there. No room for error in this one. The D's, they can go 6-2 if we lose this game. But if we win, we go 7-1 and extend our lead on the top of the table. West Coast may follow, but then the D's go 5-3 and we get a bit of breathing room. And look, they've won the past 3 games in a row, so we've got something to stop today. We need to stop it. Friday night footy at the Adelaide Oval. It's going to be wet though. It's going to be a good challenge. We know both of these sides are stacked. Here we go. Friday night footy at the Adelaide Oval. Ready to kick things off. Dan Wiedemann, the D's are straight in 50, and he splits the middle, and they're straight on the board under the first minute in Friday night footy. Brown, Keys to Gorn, the Ruckman, and they've got the first 2. The D's have started strongly, 2 in 3 minutes. Sam Wiedemann, he's got the match up on Jordan Butts, and that ball just floats back perfectly. The D's have the first 3, and that is Wiedemann's second in 5.5 minutes. Adelaide's night currently couldn't get any worse, and it does. Through Spargo, the D's have the first 4 of the game, and the Crows haven't even got one yet. Brown, he can almost get on the end of it. It's out for Bowie, and the D's have the first 5. If the Crows are good here, which they are, Rochelle, he can just own the middle of the Adelaide Oval. Just got to put it out ahead of somebody. Now the Nick Dacos, been one of the best this season, and surely he gets out first, and he does. Massive for the Crows. Wiedemann had a brilliant night, and the margin is back to 31. The D's have 6. Wiedemann has a half of that. Gonna put it to a pretty decent point, and the siren sounds. Right when the Crows are going to attack against the Demons by 30. 5 goals is the current margin. That is a disappointment. 8 inside 50s to 11. So we've had our chances, like we really have. But whenever the Demons have gotten out of our defensive 50, they've changed up the middle so well. That midfield, even without Petrarca and Oliver, is scary. So we need to fix up our game there. 6 disposals for Lever and Harms. You can see from the back line, and then 4 for Fritsch. They're getting it all perfectly up the ground. And for us, 5 disposals for Dawson, 4 for Achille, 2 for Seedsman. Our backman, it's a bit disappointing really. So better quarter needs to come up here, because this game already feels way out of our reach. So the second quarter, the Crows have to do something, otherwise it'll be over by half time. Here we go. Straight out of the middle now, Crouch to O'Brien, to Todd Marshall. This is going to be for the Dream Star here, and he's just going to flick it over the top to King. Good play there. Really nice play, and you've just got to go back here, King, and slot this one through. And that means a lot. Crows have got their second to start off the second quarter within the opening minute, and that means a lot. It's going to put it up to where there's many players. Rochelle from the side, Josh Rochelle, and the Crows will have their third. Here we come. Really nicely done there by Josh Rochelle. Brian, big tackle. Rory Sloan, and he's going to get it back. Oh yes, and the Crows have their 4th. Here we come. And Rory Sloan made some magic. Sloan did a really good job there. The forward line is out. Sloan just got to put this one ahead of Jimmy, and it sits perfectly for Jimmy Rowe. Jimmy Rowe, of course the Coleman medalist from last year, flexes his muscles for the Crows' 5th, and now we're down by just 5 points. Hunt, and that is a massive goal. Snuck it home, did Jaden Hunt. The D's get back out to 11 points. Through the middle of the ground they go. Wayne Miller, fantastic there. Now Wayne Miller versus Jaden Hunt. 2 speedsters going at it, but Wayne Miller has got Jaden Hunt covered. And he's got Angus Brayshaw covered too. Wayne Miller, he can just stroll up the ground here. Inside 50, ball to grass. Jimmy Rowe though, he can keep this ball alive. Jimmy Rowe, oh, and he's going to get a goal out of that. Jimmy Rowe, and now the Crows are just 4 points down. And this is the best we've gotten so far. Needs to be a Melbourne goal, and they did make a bit of a mess of it, but they get back out to 10 points. Massive. Except now though, Andrew Brayshaw This ball should sit for him. Can it go through? It can. Goal for goal at the Adelaide Oval. And the Crows are here to play though. There is problems there for Viney. Dacos had him covered. Brayshaw, except now for Farrell. Can he go himself? Oh, he most certainly can. And the Crows are in front. First time tonight. First time tonight the Crows are in front. Brilliant. And luckily enough though, the Crows should be okay. Nick Dacos wants to give it off to the speedster in Miller. And now Brayshaw. They've worked their way through that one pretty well. There's options out everywhere, including one ahead of him. Darcy Fogarty. Can he nail that home? He can. Crows by 8. And they have turned this quarter and game around. Desperation. And now to Bowie, who does end up getting that goal back for the D's. That's his second of the night. Steedsman. Miller. And it's half time. And the Crows go into half time with a 1-point lead. One of the best quarter overturns you'll see. We overturned a 30-point lead, and it was probably even more than that. It was looking towards 40 at one stage, and we managed to overturn that brilliantly. Absolutely brilliantly. And here we are, leading by 1 point. We did overturn the inside 50s. We were down by 3. We're now down by 1 in that area, which is really good. 9 disposals for Sloan, same as Bowie. 6 for Dawson, same as Lever and Rochelle. 7 for Langdon. 2 goals for Jimmy Rowe. He's really come alive. But yeah, Sam Wiedemann and Jake Bowie have to be kept out of the game as much as possible if we want to win. Third quarter here. Let's see if we can keep up that effort of the second. Here we go. Second half is underway, third quarter, straight out the middle of the Crows. They're looking to bring intensity straight away. Keys, he can go from here, he can launch. And now it's going to spill out for Rochelle, who will get a goal. Massive. The Crows draw first blood. Rochelle has his second. He's going to go back into the centre. And now though the Crows are out. Nick Dacos. And Nick Dacos could kick this. He's had a fantastic game, and he puts it through. Game high, 13-point lead. We lead by 13 points. Jimmy Rowe. Could be another critical goal for his team. And the Crows lead by 19. We are keeping up this pressure. Comes through. Now Nick Dacos, who's done everything right this game, has just got to finish with a Josh Rochelle goal because he's been on fire. Josh Rochelle extends our margin to 3 to 4 goals, and he's got his third, and we are on fire right now. Stand back, and even if he can't, he's got a friend in Laird. Rory Laird is going to control this wing. And he's going to give it up over the top to Josh Rochelle. And now Josh Rochelle, he's capable from here. He's easily got the journey and the accuracy. Josh Rochelle, and have a look at this. 4 goals for Rochelle, and the Crows have had a brilliant quarter. They've shut down Melbourne. Gonna go back. That's risky. Dacos. Nick Dacos. Famous name around the footy world, especially for Collingwood. He's a Crow now, and he is having one of his best games you'll ever see. Except now, oh no way, Nick Dacos, he couldn't get another, could he, for goal number 4. Oh, Nick Dacos, 2 in a row for Nick Dacos, and he knows how to line up the Adelaide Oval. Nick Dacos, really nice bump. It's 3/4 time, and all of a sudden we lead by 46, so quarter 2 and quarter 3 have been big. We've really extended, like the D's didn't even score that quarter. Like we kept them scoreless, so just got to hope now we hold on to that lead, and again we've smashed them in inside 50s, 33 to 23 now. We are absolutely smashing them. Rochelle 12 disposals and 4 goals. Sloan 10 disposals, 9 disposals for Nick Dacos and 4 goals as well. Oh wow, we have made something special here on a Friday night at Adelaide Oval. Let's finish it off with a very strong last quarter. Here we go. Short to King. Except now though, Nick Dacos, can he work his way through this? Nick Dacos is running around everyone. Nick Dacos, he ran around everyone for one of the best goals in AFL Evolution 2. That's Nick Dacos' 5th. And he is one brilliant player. Heisman should be able to have comfortably chopped that one off. And now to Spargo. And the D's haven't scored in a long time. And he gets his second, and for 2 Demon goals in a row. He's done it, split the middle. And Brown, that is his first for the night. Hunt to make it 3 Demon goals in a row now. And they've got 3 in a row to the D's. Something good for them in this last quarter. Third thing is happening, he's made up a lot of ground. Wiedemann though will waltz into the open goal. Margin cuts back to 29 points now, Wiedemann. The D's have their, well, Wiedemann's got his 4th, and the D's have their 4th in a row. Sam Wiedemann starting the first and second quarters. This would be for goal number 5. That's on its way here. Brayshaw can't really just put it too far ahead, but this should be a Fogarty goal, and it is. And the Crows are home. You know that now. Fogarty kicks his second. That's like our first or second of the last. The D's, they look to go back into the corridor. Fogarty, Rochelli's on, just going to go long, just take his chances, and that might go all the way, and it does! Darcy Fogarty with a bit of magic, that's his third. Just poked it out in front and didn't even expect that to go through. Keys, out the middle, oh impressive Farrell. Kane Farrell. Outside 50 kick, and now the Crows are getting reward for effort in this last quarter. Took them a while to get going in this last term, but now we're getting comfortably ahead. Inside 50, Miller, always going to take that mark. There goes the siren, and the Crows win comfortably on Friday night footy at the Adelaide Oval. They didn't get the job done easily. It was a bit ugly. Last quarter not great, but we still get 4 to 5 goals in the end, which does make up for a not so great last quarter to finish it off in a bit of style, kicking the last 1, 2, 3 goals of the game. Very impressive game of footy though by the Crows. Despite that first quarter, the first quarter was ugly, but that second quarter is where we gained all the momentum back to have a point lead at that break. And then that third quarter, that is where we absolutely say goodbye. Then we're 1 point ahead at half time. That third quarter we absolutely jet off. We win 43 to 35 inside 50s. That is really good. And 28-128 beats the D's 14-5-89. That's good. That's a very good performance. We were very good. That's what I gotta say. And look, the D's, they did get us up that corridor. That's where they hurt us. That's where teams hurt us. That's not just where the D's hurt us. That's where every team hurts us. You want to get through the Crows, you got to use the corridor. And once it's after the centre bounce, if you use handballs and if you can get past the Crows plays, you're out. Like literally you're out. So maybe something we do need to work on a little bit better. But let's see. Bonus Flames votes today. Nick Dacos, Rory Sloane and Josh Shelley. Now, also though, just listen to this real quick. I'm going to give 2 bonus votes today. So 1 bonus vote plus 1 for Nick Dacos and Josh Shelley. So in the end, Nick Dacos wins 2 bonus votes, Josh Shelley wins 2 bonus votes, Sloane wins 1. Because Nick Dacos, Josh Shelley, really young players had their career best. Like Sloane 15 touches, Rochelle 13, Dawson 10. You know what? Give Sloane 2 as well. Sloane, all these players, not 1 Flames votes, 2. Because they went above and beyond today for their team, and I love to see that as a coach. I haven't seen numbers of 15, 13 and 10, and when I see that, I'm amazed, and Nick Dacos 5 goals is another example. So, 3 votes today, Nick Dacos, Rory Sloane, and Josh Shelley. You knew it was coming. 2 votes today, Jimmy Rowe. Again, I speak about his defensive running. I said that last week, say it again, fantastic. 1 vote today, Darcy Fogarty. Fantastic. All those players, brilliant today. 3 votes, Nick Dacos, Rory Sloane, Josh Shelley. By far the 3 best players on the ground. 2 votes, Jimmy Rowe. 1 vote, Darcy Fogarty. That was a ripper game of footy. We played our absolute best in quarters 2, 3 and 4. And Friday night footy under lights at the Adelaide Oval. We get the job done in front of a pretty good crowd as well. Massive scenes. And yeah, you love to see that. Friday night footy, the Crows win. Well, that game though, is just to gear up for the showdown next week. Oh, cannot wait for that. It's one of the biggest moments in these Coach career modes. And cannot wait to see how it's going to be playing out. Adelaide Oval, second home game in a row. Really, really exciting. We're 7-1, just like the team that is following us. West Coast is 7-1 as well. Collingwood are in third, 6-3. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, 8th, 9th are all 5-3. So again, as I say, the door's still open. Like Fremantle 4th, Brisbane 5th, Carlton 6th, Sydney 7th, North 8th, Melbourne 9th, all 5-3. They're still close. Right, Office. Let's just go ahead, read the Office. So, AFL match review, stand-up performers with Nick Dacos, Rory Sloane, Joshua Shelley, by far the best people on the ground. VFL. Why is Max King in the VFL? Because the Crows aren't in the VFL, like we all know that. High flaming footy, Max King has been in exceptional form at VFL. Now, I don't know why the VFL coach is messaging me, so I'm just going to delete that. Let's just not worry about that. Port Adelaide won 3 games and Taylor Walker's in red hot form. Of course, we are coming up against Tex next game, of course, former Crow. Port Adelaide are in 11th, 3-4-1 is their record. We are extending our percentage on the top of the table. Before we finish off today, let's just go ahead in this team management. Again, without the return of Brodie Smith, and even though King's in some good form, but look, I'm feeling like we just go unchanged again. This side's been good for 3 weeks now, and yeah, I reckon we just keep it that way. All the players in the team have shown me they're really good, so we're just going to leave it that way for next week, I reckon. I reckon that's how we're going to roll for a little while now, perhaps, as well. And now team stats, just before we finish up today, I just want to see the team stats real quick. I want to see the goals. 17 for Rowe, 15 for Foggy, 14 for Shelley and DeConing, 10 for Nick Dacos after he snagged a bag of 5. Like, Nick Dacos, exceptional stuff. And let's just see on the Coleman medal chart, where does that place a couple of players? So, Curnow 21, Charlie Curnow, Cam Rayner 20, Jake Stringer 18, Jimmy Rowe 17. So he's in 4th spot. And then if we go down to Fogarty, down here in 15th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He's in 15th spot, so we're going okay. Got a couple of players up there. Only 2 goals, of course, separate Rowe and Fogarty. Whether it's a Coleman medal year this year for the Crows or not is a different story, but we're currently on top of the table. We're having a good time. We're going really well at 7-1. So that's going to wrap up this episode. Really interesting win over the Demons. It was one of the most craziest games I've ever played. But thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. So then you guys will never miss another video on the channel. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Bye everyone. Flaming Footy out.